Hi everyone, my name is George Ko. I'm a young Steinway artist, a concert pianist and composer based in Pasadena, California. And I'm happy to chat with you.
So this is Social Visits, and the premise is it's bringing social back to social media. And we met at the height of the pandemic. I'm not even sure if it was Clubhouse or Twitter, wherever, because you're everywhere.
It's probably a combination of everything, yeah.
So how did that start? Were you always on social
I
media?
feel like I kind of got late to the social media game. I think when Instagram was really popular, I was like deep in college mode. And so, I mean, I posted here and there, but I wasn't very serious about growing anything. I really got into it because I kind of had this epiphany as an artist where I used to just play classical and I used to just play Chopin, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Ravel. And I wanted to write my own music. But I'm a lazy composer, so what I really wanted was to improvise. And as a classical player, as most classical players know, 99.999% of us don't know how to improvise. And so I would just kind of like dream that one day I could do it, and like I would poke around, but nothing would sound good. And it was literally during the pandemic. One day I woke up and I had a song in my head. I went to the piano and I could play it, and I was shocked. I didn't know I could do that. And so that's kind of where that music came about. And so I wanted to document that journey. And so I posted everything through Instagram, and like everyone, I was kind of bored during the pandemic and, quarantine and lockdowns, and this app Clubhouse came about, and a lot of my friends are in tech and they're like, you should be on it. And I said, fine. So I joined, and then it turned out to be this wonderful community of creatives and talented people and positive people and woke people. Like, people are pretty on top of their like DEI game, and it was really, and I learned a lot, and so it was an awesome community, and that kind of helped grow the social media side of things, and found a group of really awesome fans, and we're small but mighty, and it actually led me to help quit my full-time job. And
you had a full-time job?
Yeah, I had a full-time job. I was a director of strategy at Caltech. Very hoity-toity. And I pursued music full-time, and so now I'm touring, and tour wraps up next month, and I'm dropping an album in May. My favorite is still Instagram. I think because I love photography, and I used to shoot professionally, so that's the medium I'm most attracted to, and I do believe a photo is worth more than 1,000 words. And I just love how like you can kind of treat your feed like a gallery. I like that aspect of Instagram, or it can be very silly, like reels or stories. Of course, there are its problems with mental health. I'm not going to discount that. That sometimes it's unhealthy even for me, because when you're a up-and-coming musician, you see people around your age or younger doing really well in their careers, which is awesome because it's hard to survive in this world. But sometimes it can bring you down. You're not supposed to compare yourself to others, but I'm human. What can I do? So sometimes I delete it. But yeah, by far it's Instagram. I haven't quite figured out Twitter. I think Twitter was my first social media.
Ooh.
And but I didn't really figure it out.
Okay. So I think you're also so good at branding, probably because of your like background as an entrepreneur. And I feel like your music stuff, it's so branded. The collaborations with Julie, like during Stop Asian Hate, it's awesome. It's the album covers. See, because I listen to the EPs. Okay,
Thank you.
And then you have merch.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Do you have like a sensibility of like, oh, this is how hip hop stars do it? Is that how you figured it out?
I mean, definitely has an influence. Like, even though I'm a classical musician, I love all kinds of music. I listen to everything growing up, from like Keith Jarrett and jazz to, like Daft Punk to Tupac, Biggie, to Sum 41, like a pop punk rock, to like Megadeth. I had a Megadeth phase. My mom thought I was going to hell. You can imagine growing up in a Asian American household as immigrant kids. Megadeth does not go down very well. But yeah, so I think like it's just like I was absorbed in merch from the get-go. I'm a huge John Mayer fan, so I got all his merch, and I got his Sob Rock t-shirt, and Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirts, and so I think that was a big part of it, why I like dive into that. And I think in terms of brand, like my main day job was a brand strategist and brand designer. So like I don't know, because usually when you create a brand for a client, you think about it very topically. You think about what are the brand values, brand position, what market do you want to speak to, and then you design based off of that. But for me, it was more art influence. So I really went from a direction of like, how would a visual artist do this? You know, like amazing artists like Warhol or Murakami, or James Jean or Katsuya Terada or Audrey Kawasaki. Like, how do they imagine their world? And I kind of just saw how they made their merch, and I kind of want to do that with my music. And so a lot of my album covers are homages or collaborations with visual artists. So like my album or my EP Millennium is heavily inspired by Mobius. Like he's like one of my favorite artists of all time. And so that's a huge influence. And then I did a collab with Maggie Cheung, who is a visual artist, and she's done stuff for like the New York Times, and she's amazing. And I can't believe she agreed to do my EP cover one year. And then for this upcoming album, it's another collab with an artist. So I'm like really thinking about it as like a full art thing. Yeah, I want people to be visually, auditorially, like get that full, I guess now, metaverse experience. What a buzzword. But yeah, so that's kind of where it all came from. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to end here because I know you need sound
Okay,
check,
yeah,
so.
thank you. Bye.